We will show you the original conversations recorded between Miles and the Vice reporter Isabel. Now let's answer the first question. Why did the film producer ignore facts and court evidence but focus on the same vicious accusations that the CCP alleged against Miles? Isabel asked Miles the first question. Who is Miles Guo? Let us first hear the answers from Miles himself.
That's a good question. I think 4 years ago, your first time is interviewing me, right? Since the 2017 until now, 2021, the world totally changed. The first one is the rumors. Of course, one of the AI. Investigation is the memory. That's not changed. Because the enemy is the global evil. China times the CCP. It's number one is the black power war. They always use the institution in Detroit. And they rumor in another video. And they say US and the people all the family. King of family. They say Xi friend of family. Also, the rumor is the double spy. That's very interesting. Do you understand? Isabella, even the case now, even you do the spy job, the government must give you confirm. James Bond 007 001, right? They must have is the document. 伊朗大spy is the document China American is one. 伊朗 China spy is the 第一加西马尔美国 is number 007 001 this bullshit. They show you American never immediately arrest. They don't arrest. Also, I before this double spy, they never. If they find any double spy, everything show the social media, newspaper, they never. Miles I kill. CCP can kill everything. Why? CCP American. No one can show me what's everything double spy. Absolutely. That's all the talk about the Miles Guo's double spy is from the Wall Street, from the two layer. Is the suit me. That's American disaster. Every justice should be from the court, from the American rule of the law system, from government. But this country is every truth justice is from media. But the media make jobs. Miles Guo's double spy. That's behind you follow the money. You work the CCP. So sorry, Isabella.
It is not a coincidence that Vice Media interviewed Miles in 2017. In January that year, Miles started his whistleblowing on social media to expose the most corrupt, tyrannical, and brutal regime on earth, the Chinese Communist Party, and its nefarious plan to dominate the world. Here's a clip of his press conference in October 2017 at the U.S. National Press Club, warning the world the darkness is coming.
黑人即将到来。第二个计划叫 3F， 这 3F 就是搞弱美国、搞乱美国、搞死美国。
Besides CCP's multiple kidnap and assassination attempts against Miles, the Chinese government has retaliated by freezing some $17 billion in assets of Miles in China and by imprisoning his business associates and family members. To shed a light on how badly the CCP wanted to silence Miles, we will share with you the two important events happened in the US in 2017. April 19, 2017, Miles' live interview with VOA, Voice of America, was abruptly cut off when he was about to review the story of HNA and the crimes committed by Wang Qishan, the CCP's number 2 kleptocrat. A female voice said on live, "Excuse me, the live has to be stopped." VOA admitted later it was warned by the Chinese officials not to broadcast the interview. This event is considered a milestone through which the hundreds of thousands Chinese diaspora got to know Miles and started listening to Miles' whistleblowing. Most of the fellow fighters in the whistleblower movement today will tell you that they started their journey of taking down the CCP because of this April 19 event. Worth noting, on the same day, the Chinese Foreign Minister official announced that the Interpol has begun moves to arrest Miles. October 1, 2017, Hudson Institute, an American think tank, was scheduled to host Miles for his first public appearance in the United States. Miles planned to discuss high-level institutionalized corruption in China, as well as the threat CCP's kleptocracy poses to the United States and its allies. However, the spokesman of the institute confirmed that it had several days earlier detected a Shanghai-based cyber attack aimed at shutting down access to its website. The scheduled event was then called off, citing a website maintenance issue instead. According to several staff members at the institute, in the days leading up to this cancelled event, the Chinese embassy called them, warning the think tank not to give Miles the opportunity to speak. This is not the only cyber attack targeting Miles organized by the CCP. Clark Hill, American law firm representing Miles in his political asylum case, had backed out after its computer system being targeted by the Chinese hackers on September 12, 2017. This attack was limited to a single client of Clark Hill, Miles Guo. 2017 onwards, Miles Guo has exposed not only wide-ranging corruption among the top CCP leaders who systematically have stolen trillions of dollars of the Chinese people's wealth, but also the CCP's 3F plan against the United States and its darkest plot against humanity to achieve world dominance, the release of the bioweapon, coronavirus. This is not the first time the CCP threw its proxies in the West to accuse Miles of a double agent. In the court case of a contract dispute between a Hong Kong-based company, Eastern Profit Corporation Limited, and an Arlington, Virginia research firm, Strategic Vision US. The two defendants, in this case Michael Waller and French Wallop, tried to accuse Miles of a double agent in order to shift the blame to Miles, but they failed. If the first 2017 Vice video was just a tease, in which the producer tried to discredit Miles by insisting Miles only paid $67.5 million for the apartment purchased in New York City instead of the $82 million reported by Miles himself, then this 2021 production is a full-blown malicious attack on Miles, the whistleblower movement, and its followers. I hope we provided you with enough information to answer this question. Who is working for the CCP? Isabel, the Vice reporter, or Miles? In our next video, we will zoom in on Isabel and Vice Media and their relationship with the CCP. You will also learn more about the whistleblower movement and why millions of Chinese people living both inside and outside of the firewall are so determined to take down this mafia regime, the Chinese Communist Party.